What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dude Soup Bet Daily. We've got Papa Dude back, as always, but we have a special guest, Magic. How are we this morning?
It's been rough this week. A kid's sick, wife is sick. I'm not sick, but I have to help take care of everything in the morning, get everybody out the door. So glad to be back on. And I was laughing because Jason said, "Hurry up, Magic." And yeah, it was my fault that apparently my audio wasn't working, and we didn't know that for a few minutes.
Well, it was Santa Anita's fault as well, a little bit, Magic, because they canceled right before we got on the air. And so therefore I needed to take all the Santa Anita products off the website so nobody would buy them and I wouldn't have to refund them. So we had a little bit of a hectic morning, but we're here and we're ready. We got our boy Somich at the NHC. I gave him some great advice. I hope he takes it. I said, get more than 0 day one this year. That will make it much easier. Magic, do you think that's sound strategy?
It's one of the many sound strategies that we gave him, which he needs, because all he did was finish 7th last year. $800,000 is the top prize this year. That is I call that FU money, where it's just like, you have so much money, you can just say FU to pretty much anybody you want.
Well, hopefully he doesn't say FU to us three. All right, let's get into it here. Papa Dude, this feels like Groundhog's Day. Let's start off with the Cleveland Cavaliers going to the Miami Heat. We're going to get 2 NBA games out of the way here, and then we're going to talk college basketball for the most part. Cleveland and Miami, they played 2 nights ago. Cleveland was able to beat them. Are you going to go back to Miami again, or are you going to go to the side of the Cavaliers?
I never learned my lesson on these. Never. Yes, I'm going back with Miami. I don't think they can beat them twice down there. Again, we know we're going to get stats from Magic. Cleveland's not a very good road team. They beat them once. I don't think they beat them again. I'm going Miami tonight.
All right. You're going to go Miami. You know what? I went with Miami this time as well. I think they're going to get the revenge. But Magic, who do you like?
I like Miami as well. They committed a season-high 24 turnovers last game. That led to 29 points for the Cavaliers. Now that they're back, that they've had time to analyze what went wrong, how they ended up screwing up so badly. The fact that Cleveland now gets some extra time in March to just hang out in Miami a little bit,
That's
maybe
true.
They're a little more relaxed, a little less focused. Cavs have won 11 of their last 15 games, which is pretty damn impressive. But I think because we saw Miami commit such a high number of turnovers, I think that will regress back. And with it being a 1.5 difference here, I like the Heat as well.
I got another one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't look. But I'll bet $50 Jimmy Butler is questionable for tonight's game.
All right, $50. Magic said he'll take it. Let's see here. Let's see if he's questionable.
He is not on the injury list.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You owe Magic $50.
Oh. Well, okay, I'm going to get it back because I'm going to throw more money towards Miami tonight because Jimmy's not questionable today.
All right, let's go on. Toronto going into L.A. to take on the Lakers tonight. I think Magic said he's going to this game. He's a huge Lakers fan. So we'll start with him since the game's there in his hometown. Toronto -1.5 in this one, total 224.5. What do you think, Magic?
I think the Lakers are going to they're pushing for the playoffs. I think they keep it going here. Anthony Davis has really stepped things up with LeBron James being out, averaging 33 points and 14 rebounds and 3 blocks over his last 5 games. I think it'll be a close one, but I like the Lakers at home in this spot, especially with Anthony Davis surging right now.
All right, Papa Dude.
Let's make it 2. I've got the Lakers tonight as well, unless the game gets called off because it's raining in Los Angeles. So they may not be able to get there. Their internet may go out too. But I'm going to go Lakers all the way tonight.
Well played on that one. Well, we're going to go clean sweep both games in the NBA because I went the Lakers as well. So let's see, guys. That could be good, could be bad. You're the listener's choice, I should say there. All right, let's get into college basketball. This is a Papa Dude special. That's why I put this one on the board here. UAB and North Texas. Papa Dude loves this conference. He loves both these teams. North Texas, a 1-point favorite. The total sitting there at 125. Pretty low total. All right, Papa Dude, break down this one for us.
Oh, this is a tough. Tonight, hard to pick these games tonight because we're in the semifinals on almost all these tournaments. So you got the 4 best teams. And, man, these conferences are so tough. This is one of them. I went with a team that I think is more seasoned in games like this. You know where I'm going, Aaron. I'm going with UAB in this. I feel like they've been in the situation a little bit more than North Texas, but the Mean Green's pretty good. And you know, this league is so tough. But I'm going to go with UAB to pull us off tonight over North Texas.
I assumed you were going to go UAB. You do lean experience in this situation a lot, and we talked about this on our show a lot. UAB is that team with some experience as far as tournament goes here in this conference. All right, Magic, where are you going on this one?
UNT, they're 9-1 in the last 10, but they're also 9-1 against the spread in their last 10. UAB struggles a little bit against the spread. They're also a sub 500 team on the road right now. So I will take UNT in the Mean Green.
Mean Green. We're against Papa Dude today. Mean Green for me as well. This should be a really good game, though, without any doubt. All right, let's go on. UConn -3.5 today against Marquette. Another really good game and a good tournament here. Total sitting at 147. UConn's really coming on strong. Papa Dude, you going to ride with the Huskies tonight?
I am. Marquette was not impressive yesterday. Very fortunate to be playing today. I don't know if you saw that. 72-70 overtime win over St. John's. I think St. John's missed a 3 right at the end of the game. That was very close to being legit. The buzzer went off. So they could be sitting out today. That was a tough game, though. One, that you're not quite ready to play probably. They'll be ready today. I love Marquette. I think they're good, but UConn's playing great. Kind of a sneaky team going into the tournament, the big tournament. So I'm going to take UConn to cover and beat whatever they are. What are they? The Warriors. The Warriors.
I thought they're the Golden Eagles for some reason.
Oh, they changed it. That's right. That's right.
They're the Golden Eagles. All right, Magic.
The Warriors.
Are you going to go against and go with the Golden Eagles here, or are the Huskies the team for you?
No, I'm going with UConn. Marquette actually, because this is a neutral site game, you can't look at the home and road records. The Golden Eagles are 1-4-1 against the spread in their last 6 games at neutral sites. UConn's 4-0. UConn doesn't care where they play, home, road, neutral site. They show up. They've got a big fan base that'll show up as well. So, yeah, I like UConn here to win.
All right, I'm going to take UConn as well. Clean sweep of this one. We're agreeing a lot on this show today. I think UConn is a real sleeper to win this whole thing. I really think they're coming on strong. They're playing really good basketball right now. Papa Dude mentioned it. Boy, Marquette almost got the big L yesterday against the St. John's team that's not great. I think UConn gives them fits today. All right, let's go on to the ACC now. Duke and Miami. Papa Dude, we talked about it. These are 2 really good teams here in the ACC. Duke is a 2.5-point favorite here. Total there at 145. Who you got?
I think this might be the championship game of the ACC. I think the winner of this might go ahead and win. Duke's playing great right now, so I'm going to keep playing that angle. Miami is another one of those teams that people aren't talking about. They're pretty tough. They could pull this one off, but I love the way Duke's playing at the moment. So I'm going to go with the Blue Devils to beat the Hurricanes.
All right, Blue Devils for Papa Dude. Magic, what do you got?
There's one thing I hate about college basketball, it's Duke. But if there's one thing that I love more than I hate Duke, I love making money. I'm going to bet Duke 7-game win streak. They're going to make it 8. I didn't like that Miami barely got out of beating Wake Forest by 2 points the other night. So we'll ride with the Duke Blue Devils, even though it's just one of those, you just kind of plug your nose into it.
Yeah. Clean sweep of Duke. I think they're playing awfully well right now. Miami is too, though. I think this is a really sneaky game. I think the winner of this one's going to win the ACC tournament, but give me the Blue Devils to beat Miami in this spot. All right, one more here, or I should say 2 more before we get on to the race of the day. Xavier and Creighton. Another one, Papa Dude. We've talked about this conference and these teams forever. I was shocked that Creighton's a 3.5-point favorite here. I want to get your thoughts on this one.
Well, if you watched Xavier last night, you know why.
Okay.
They can't guard anybody. So DePaul is a horrible team and should have beat them. They shot like 60% because they shot layups and dunks. So I think that's why Creighton's favorite. I think if Xavier guards like they did last night, and they're like 309th or something like that in defensive efficiency, whatever you call it, giving up the most points, whatever it is. That doesn't play well when you get into these games like this. I think Creighton is coming on strong. They kind of had a little lull. They're playing well now. I love the Blue Jays in this one to beat the Musketeers. Give me Creighton.
All right. Well, you were very confident in Creighton tonight. What about you, Magic? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Creighton here. I think Xavier got way too lucky. Papa Dude talked about they didn't guard DePaul. DePaul shot 61.4%. That's the highest shooting percentage by a team that lost in a Big East tournament in 25 years. Like, that's really bad. Xavier ended up on a 43-25 run that kind of saved them. They're not going to be able to do that against Creighton. They pretty much led every single second against Villanova. So I feel like I'm eating chalk here with Creighton, but I'm going to roll with them.
Yeah, I'm going to go Xavier. I don't think they should be 3.5-point underdogs in this spot. I get it. I get what you guys are saying. I think this is a back and forth battle to the end. But give me Xavier. I'm going to go against you guys on this one. They've been pretty darn good. You talk about how they can't guard anybody. The one thing they can do, though, is they can really put it in the bucket. They are very good on offense. So give me the what are the Musketeers? Is that
Musketeers?
Musketeers. Yep. Give me the Musketeers in this spot tonight. All right, one more before we go on to the race of the day. TCU and Texas. Texas, 2.5-point favor. We'll kick it off with Magic. We'll throw him a little bit of a loop here. 147 total. Who do you like? TCU, Texas tonight.
TCU beat Texas by 2 points. I think that they're going to win by a little bit more this time. I'll roll with TCU. I know that they're the underdog, but I like the way that TCU has shown up recently. The way they played against Kansas State, especially, really shut them down defensively. Texas is a different team, but come on, Horned Frogs.
Horned Frogs for Magic pulling up the mild upset. They played really good last night, Puppy Dude. What do you think? TCU, Texas.
Yeah, they played great last night. Shot me down. I hate them both. Hate both teams. Hate a Horned Frog with a passion. Hate a Longhorn worse. I love the under. Texas won 60-47 last night. And I think K-State had 60 points, something like that. It was pretty low.
It was low.
I think this is a low-scoring game. I think we're looking 67-62. I ain't picking the Horned Frogs because I'm mad at them, so I'm going Longhorns. Hope I'm wrong, because I hope Texas gets their ass beat.
I don't think they will. I'll take the Longhorns. I've liked this team a little more than you guys. Well, maybe not you guys specifically, but people in general have liked them. So I really like Texas in this spot. I like Texas overall as a team. I really do. So we'll see. Yeah, Dennis, Texas, massive, he says tonight. All right, let's go on to the race of the day here. Guys, this is a really good race. Race 8 today at Gulfstream Park, and it is an allowance going 7.5 furlongs on the turf here. This is a tricky field. 12 horses were entered. We did have a couple scratches, so we're down to a field of 10. We'll kick it off with you, Magic. Gulfstream Park, race 8. Who you got?
I mean, you can't at least start without talking about the number 2, Dr. Zemp. That's going to be my top pick, and this horse is first-time North American runner for Chad Brown, British bred, ran in Ireland for one of Aaron and I's favorite trainers, Gur Lyons, as a former trainer before Chad Brown got his hands on him. But it's interesting. So Peter Brandt's had this horse the whole time and brings him over here, but now he's been gelded as well, which I thought was interesting. You got a horse that's a multiple stakes winner, got a group 3 win last year. It seems like this is going to be a super talented horse. The works have looked very strong, which is not something you usually see for a Chad Brown horse. But the way he's been working has been strong. My one question, Aaron, is Irad on suspension? Because it feels odd to me that Tyler Gaffleone's here. Not that he's a bad rider. He's a great rider for Chad Brown. But it feels like if Irad was, and he's not in this race, he would be on this horse. But either way, I love the 2 in this spot.
Yeah, I definitely think the 2 is going to be a very interesting horse in the spot. I agree. And no, he's not on suspension, and he's riding for Chad in the race before. So it is kind of odd that Gaffleone gets aboard here. Maybe it's an owner decision. He doesn't ride a ton for Peter Brandt. Remember Flavian Pratt got on a lot of those horses. So maybe that's what it is. I'm not real sure, but I am with you on this. I like the 2 Dr. Zemp as well. And I'm pretty excited to see what this horse can do. A Group 3 winner, like you mentioned there, overseas. So I think he's going to be awfully tough. I've got him on top in this spot, but what does Papa Dude have? I know he does not like international runners. So what do you got, Papa Dude?
Well, you know me. I hate these races because you got him, the 2. That's who I have on top because he's shown the most, but he hadn't run since August. I think. Did I read that right? I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
That bothers me. I also like the 6, but he's been off since June. So I do like the 2 because if the 2 runs like it's done in Europe, I think this horse wins. You guys know much more about how it translates to come from Europe to here. And when Chad Brown gets them on the turf, it usually works out fine. So I'm with you guys. Let's make it a clean sweep and go the 2. I like the 6. Time form likes the 7. Did anybody look at the 7?
Let's see. The 7, I did not know. I did not.
I didn't like anything either.
Magic, what did you think of the 7? I didn't see much there.
For a normal Gulfstream allowance, you could, I could make some cases for the horse to have some early speed. At least it's shown it in the past, but it does feel like, especially against the Chad Brown horse here, it's a big step up. I mean, did lose to Emmanuel, wasn't able to set the pace against Emmanuel, and Emmanuel's looked pretty damn strong. So you can't knock him for that last out, but it just feels like he might be like a second-tier horse. I think if you wanted to use him underneath, wouldn't be a bad effort. He is second off the layoff, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I just don't. I think he's a cut below more than anything else. The horse that I don't really like anybody much besides the 2 or the 6. The 3, Call Me Harry. I don't know. I thought that horse would be interesting on the lead. Maybe with Maker and Jose Ortiz, just send from that inside post. Maybe get the lead, take him gate to wire, be that kind of a threat. But I don't think that horse will be able to hold on when the real running begins. One thing about layoffs, and I tell you this every time, Papa Dude, and you just don't listen. But
I always think they're hurt.
But listen, when Chad Brown is hitting at 32% off this kind of layoff,
when I saw Chad
and Clement is hitting at 31%, it's really not that bad of a thing, right?
And Chad's my hero, so
sure.
If I'm ever at the track with Chad, he's the first guy I look up. And,
right? Yeah, he's so friendly.
Because he's so friendly.
Right. Yeah. So does Guys Paddle. Guys Paddle loves Chad Brown as well, one of the Racing Dude Nation members. So, all right. So we're all going the 2 here. We think this horse could be the real deal. All right. Let's get into the best bets now. Magic, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, this is a late edition here, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Chicago Blackhawks, Florida Panthers playing tonight. Chicago, just total free fall, right? Patrick Kane is gone. Max Domi's gone. They're just trying to get as close to the Connor Bedard sweepstake to winning that as they possibly can. The Panthers right now, extremely strong Sergei Bobrovsky, who's a little inconsistent for most of the season. He's got 8 wins since February 1st. That's the most among any goalie in the NHL, and a .932 save percentage puts him 5th. So he's playing solid. Chicago has no offense. I really think this is a case where Florida wins probably 4-0. They'll get a comfortable lead. They'll get a nice lead, possibly early. That's why I didn't touch the first period under. I think that they just cruise out 4-0. Hell, they could even win 5-0. As long as you're not waiting for an empty netter with 3 minutes to go to try and get you over, I think you're okay.
They could even win 6-0, Magic.
They could, and they might.
Let's not get greedy here.
They've played pretty well defensively the last couple of games as well. So been a little bit lower score games than what you're used to seeing. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, this Chicago team, them and St. Louis and the Sharks, I think those are the 3 worst teams, maybe the Anaheim as well. So it's a pretty bad group, no doubt about it. I like the play. Only 2 games in the NHL today. I even looked at this one a little bit, did not pull the trigger. All right, let's go to Papa Dude. You've had back-to-back games where your teams just haven't shown up. I mean, It's been ridiculous. You can't even hardly get mad because it's like, wow, they didn't even play. I think Kansas is going to show up tonight. Tell us why you like the Jayhawks.
Well, first of all, I want to give you a shout-out for Edmonton last night.
Yeah.
You picked them over Boston, and if I was an Edmonton fan, which I kind of am, and I think you are too, they won that in a very, very promising way by falling behind 2-0 in Boston and coming back and winning 3-2. That shows you they are starting to roll and they are patching things up defensively.
Yep.
And on the back part, and that's what they got to do because they can score. That was a good, tough playoff type win.
Well, that's the other thing. They won it 3-2. They didn't win it 5-3. They didn't win it 6-3. It was a 3-2 playoff type score. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I guarantee you Boston was ready to play that game.
Well, obviously they got out to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. So it's a great win for a promising up and coming team. They're not up and coming, but a promising team for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going back to one that you and I said I screwed up yesterday. I should have pick the Jayhawks. I'll probably picking them a day late. They go up against Iowa State. Iowa State played great last night against Baylor, but they have Baylor's number. They've won 2 games out of their last 5 or 6, both of them against Baylor. So for some reason, they can beat the Bears. I don't think they're beating the Jayhawks in Kansas City. I just don't. 4.5 is good enough for me. I'd like to have just a little bit less, but 4.5, I think if Kansas shoots the ball well and plays like they're capable, I think they win this one by 10. So I'm going Kansas -4.5 in KC tonight.
All right, he's going to go with the Jayhawks. Yeah, I like this play a lot. I think they're a little bit better than Iowa State. I realize the last time they played, Iowa State dominated them, but A, it was in Ames, Iowa. They're a different team there, and B, Kansas was atrociously bad in that game. So with that being said, Papa Dude, I'm going to the same game, but I'm playing a total. I'm going to go Kansas, Iowa State over 130 in this spot. Last time out, these two did not combine for 130, but like I said, Kansas was atrocious. I think you're going to see a very competitive game. I think both these teams can score. If Iowa State's shooting well, this is guaranteed to go over tonight, because if they shoot well, they're going to get in the 70s, both these teams. Give me over 130 in this Kansas-Iowa State game. I think it's one of the better games going to be going on tonight. I think they go over. And by the way, real quick on the Oilers, if you're going to bet a future wager, that's my team right now. They have completely flipped my thought process around. I've watched them play about 5 games in a row now. I've watched them play 3 since they've got the big trades. They have shored up a little bit defensively. I think they're pretty darn good. I concede that there's 3 or 4 teams in the East that might be better than Edmonton, but I think Edmonton's got an easy road to the Stanley Cup, and I think the easier road. Yeah, good point. Easier road. I think those teams in the East are going to beat each other out. So right now, I'll take Edmonton. So there's that for you guys. All right, that's it for the show today. That's the best bets, if I could talk. The picks are in. I'll give you the best bets tonight one more time. I'm going to go Kansas, Iowa State over the total of 130. Papa Dude's going Kansas minus the 4.5, so we'll be watching that game intently. And the Magic's going to go Chicago, Florida under that 6.5 total, hoping that the Blackhawks have tanked it. All right, weekly record, not great. We talked about it. A couple of bad beats last night. For us, we're now 1-4 down $320 for the week. We're still up $157 for the year. We got 3 wins, I think, on the table today, so I'm not worried about it one bit. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be right back here tomorrow, 11 o'clock.